Hi guys, so I thought I'd share these with you. Hubby and I stopped off at my father's on Saturday. He's elderly, so we stop over a couple of times a week to do cleaning, shopping, that sort of thing. And he lives not far from reverse garbage, so we stopped in there. I don't normally go with hubby because he's not a junky person like me. He normally goes off walkabouts and while I look around, or he sits in the car and listens to the football on the radio. So anyway, I came across these, and it's a whole tub of old photos. And when I say old, I suppose they're not that old. They're from the 80s and early 90s. So yeah, I think they were early 80s to mid 90s, I think. But anyway, it looks like they all belong to one person. And when I saw them, I was hoping they'd be old black and white photos, but just going by, my dad was a photographer, and going by these little envelopes, I didn't think they'd be black and white in there, but I was hoping they would be. But they're all colour photos. But when I started going through them, it looked like they're all mostly travel related, which is great. Whoever this person was, seems like they travelled a fair bit. But looking at this, it really makes me sad, and you may wonder, why on earth is she buying someone else's old photos? Look, I just think it's, I don't know, this makes me really sad. It's like somebody went travelling and they took photos of all these places and memories, and, you know, more than likely this lady passed away and all of her memories have just been discarded. And I mean, I'm glad they went to somewhere like reverse garbage instead of into the rubbish bin. Oh, if you don't know what reverse garbage is, I'll put the link in the description box below. It's just a recycle centre. Mostly industrial discards, but I'll just give you an example. I haven't looked through it all yet, but I did have a look through a few things. And okay, so there's a few things like, you know, some pictures of flowers and that, and these are actually great for floral themed journals. And actually it's a shame I didn't come across these earlier, because I have had for the past month or two a floral themed mystery pack in my Etsy shop. That it actually sold out. I made 10 packs and they sold out, and the other day I put 3 more packs up. I may make some more, I'm not sure, but these would have been great in the floral theme packs. But anyway, there's 3 left. I can shove some in the 3 that I've got in my shop. But look at this, isn't that cute? Little leopards, birds. So these are great for, you know, bird themed journals and nature journals. Kangaroos. Christmas, perfect timing. I'm actually just making a whole bunch of Christmas little golden book journals, and I'm trying not to make them grungy. Okay, I will make a couple grungy, but the rest I'm going to try and make pretty. I don't know if that's possible without scrapbook paper, but I am going to dye some papers. Look at that little gingerbread house. But anyway, so I just thought I'd show you them. So those are, I don't know, this pile seems to be a mix of kind of stuff. What else? Oh, a lot of you may not have seen these unless you're old like me, but these are Polaroids, and these were instant photographs. So when you took a photo, you didn't have to go and get it developed. This actually printed out of the camera at the time. And while that was great, Polaroids aren't really great as they fade away over time, even if you keep them in a dark place. So these ones actually, they've kept the colour quite well. But if you pulled them out all the time to look at and stuff, Polaroids eventually fade away, but I mean, they do take quite a while to fade off. I mean, these are probably early 80s, and you know, they've still got a bit of colour, but I don't know, this must have been a museum or something she went to. But little sunset, but just to have yeah, some sort of museum, but just to have some old Polaroid photos, because you won't get these again. It's you know, a part of history that is kind of wiped out with digital cameras and you know, mobile phones and stuff. So Polaroids, I was kind of happy when I saw these. What else? There was sorry, I'm about to sneeze. There was some stuff that even if you were around in those days, you may not have seen. I've seen a lot of camera stuff because my dad was a photographer and he always had squillions of cameras around. But this one, this is Canada, May 93. And these were the really long photos. So this was your standard size photo. And this was the really long one. And these were the stretch prints that there was a special camera actually for these. Which was pretty, you know, innovative for its time. It was kind of high tech at the time. But there's some pretty pictures of Canada. Oh, actually, that was the camera. So there was that in there. Oh, this was some more of the stretch ones, but the wider. Oops. Sorry, you do not want to see my desk at the moment. When I make journals, I have like papers and glues everywhere. So these are Grand Canyon. September 94. And I've noticed in each pack of the photos, so if whoever this lady was, I think her name was Joan by the looks of some postcards, she always collected little bits of ephemera as well, and postcards and stuff like that, and had them with her photos, and she's got them dated and labelled Grand Canyon from helicopter. So she did some great travels. Look at this, sunset. Really pretty. And I'm terrible with labeling photos. I always meant to, but never did. Yellowstone Falls. So really pretty. But I don't know, it makes me kind of sad when I look through stuff like this. But I'm so happy that junk journalers will use stuff like this, and that person's memories will kind of live on. I know that sounds really cheesy, but this was a whole pack of postcards that were in here. Oh, and look at this. Even these envelopes from the photos were cool. They have little pocket. Some had two little pockets where the negatives went into as well. Look at this beautiful butterfly. Too bad that's not blue, JD. I would have sent it to you. Oh, I may still. Look. Whole bunch of postcards. I don't know why, but I love postcards. Especially when I find ones that have been written on with the stamp and postmarks and everything. Ooh, Van Gogh. I love the art postcards as well. Oh, look at that one. Little birds. That's really sweet. Oh, the back's missing. That's really cute. But yeah, so there was a whole bunch of postcards in there, which was exciting to find. I didn't realise that until I got home. That was like a bonus. A few more there. Thought I'd show you some of them. Sorry, I know some people may not be interested in this sort of thing, but I love looking through other people's old memories. I don't know why. But a lot of the photos, they actually have the date on the back and a little story, which, I don't know, I find that really, really, I don't know, it kind of hurts my heart. She wrote all these memories down and I don't know, they're just kind of thrown away. I don't know if she had no family or maybe, you know, family didn't want them. Oh, Picton. Picton is actually not far from where I live. These are 85, but I just love how she wrote on them. Marsden Cross, 1814, Reverend Samuel Marsden established mission, Bay of Islands. These are all scenic ones. Hobson's Beach. But yeah, I really love how all of these, she's got a date and a little story. On way to Wellington, about to enter open sea. Cook Strait through something channel. Can't read it. But, I mean, it's so wonderful to find old photos, but when they have dates and little stories like that. So here she must be on a ship and for a boat on way to Wellington. Captain Cook, what is it, Poverty Bay, landed New Zealand 1769. So there's a statue she's taken a photograph of and she's written on there. So she must have kept some pretty good records at the time because, you know, you'd have to take your photo, take the films to get developed and printed and then, you know, collect the films and then write on the back. So she must have kept really good records as she took photos. Active volcano safety. Oh. Anyway, I just thought it's a really nice touch with the little stories and dates and everything on the back of the photos. What else? There was oh, these ones I wanted to show. These ones are down at Byron Bay. And I know one of my subbies live at Byron Bay, but I can't remember who. But if you're not in Australia, this is typical Australian bush. Gum trees, you know, the green but burnt grass, brown grasses. You know, this is really, when I think of Australian bush, this is what I think of. It's really beautiful. I love this photo. What else? And I loved when I was looking through these, some of the places I've been to as well, and it just makes it so much more interesting. So this one was, I can't read some of her writing. But they're all castles. I think it may be Wales. Because there are a lot from England and Wales and stuff like that. But really old buildings and castles, and look at that. Isn't that awesome? And the old cars. It's funny because the cars from the 80s to now have changed so much. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Anyway, I think I've shown you enough. I'm probably bored by now. Where was this one? See, little stories on them. I just love it. Look at this. Old ruins. Where's that at? Oh, this is the pack from Greece. This is Athens. They're just so awesome. Look at this. See, these would be great for travel journals. Especially because you know where they are. You know, if you're going to Greece, these would make great little little embellishments or just inclusions in your junk journal. Look at this. So beautiful. I love old ruins like that. And with it, there was also this little... Oops. Oh, a lot of them also have the negatives still in there as well, which is great because I love old negatives. There was also this little folder full of some travel documents, and this says May 93 Canada. It's a little Bangkok booklet. Some old maps. So this looked like it was a mix of 80s and 90s stuff. But things like this, these little baggies, my dad has a lot of these sort of things because he was a photographer and he actually had his own darkroom. And I actually used to, when I was young, develop and print photos and everything in there with him. And he had a massive, big, awesome darkroom. And these little baggies, he has quite a lot of these sort of stuff. And I always try and scab them off him when I go over there, but he just won't part with them. But, you know, old films and stuff like that. And these are great for embellishments. Like, you know, slice some little, put them on little clusters and envelopes and collages and stuff. But look at these little baggies. Oh my gosh, I love them. And even these little pockets. See, my dad would be horrified that they cut the film so short like this. But anyway, that's it. Thought I'd show it to you. Oh, I keep going on, don't I? Look, a whole bunch of brochures. Travel brochures. Anyway, I'll stop yapping now. Thought I'd show you that. I did get a few other things as well, but don't know if you'd be interested in some of the other stuff I got, but I really thought I'd show you those just because of, I don't know, the story behind. Feels so sad when I see photos discarded like this. Normally I don't get colour photos if I see them in op shops, because usually, you know, they're of people and family and stuff like that with their arms around each other. And but these, since they were all travel, well, I only looked through 2 or 3 at the time in the store, and I saw they were kind of all travel related, so I just grabbed them. But normally I wouldn't go for colour photos. I always look for black and white, but since they were travel related, I thought I could do with them. Anyway, what I would like is give me some suggestions on what to do with these. You know, should I make some travel packs for my Etsy shop? I will use some in journals. What else? What else would you do with them, with photos, travel photos, apart from sell them in little travel packs? Yeah, I don't know. If you've got any suggestions, leave them in the comments box below. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.